Blue 4, it feels reparative. It feels like it's trying to reconcile something that went wrong prior, and they're doing it after the fact, which is okay. Again, I would rather you do this than just blindly go and force certain strats. So I appreciate that they're trying to buy back parts of the map. And in my opinion, I don't think it's overkill. Because sure, you have global vision and, you know, a solid way to buy time and get better engagements with the Mountain Shocker. But also, you can go 4-in-1.
I agree. That Moskov pick with a 4-in-1 plus the Mountain Shocker allows for really good macro plays come late game. But early game, it should be a different story here. Once again, this is our first match of week number 4. TNC Pro Team versus Onic Philippines, where Onic Philippines already secured that Game 1 victory in less than 12 minutes. Will the story be different now as we enter game number 2? Lancy playing back-to-back Zushin games.
Yeah, maybe he wants another crack at it here, you know. It was a difficult game that they had in the previous one because even so, they were trying to play into that Fanny, right, and have that early damage, but you know, you have all this utility. Lancy, whoa, quite low, holds on to the flicker though.
Wow.
So he's just going to go ahead and regen back up, but you know, that's what I'm worried about here is if they're not able to capitalize on this, having this Jushin, which is still, obviously it's a power pick. Teams still love to pick it up, but you know, you got to be able to follow through with that. Now, should be a little bit better now that you have Zyda on the YSS, and like we mentioned leading into the match, we saw him play this time and time again yesterday.
I think the Baksha pickup here coming in from TNC Pro Team functions more like a Selena pick early on, where he just leashes this YSS as fast as he could go, just so the YSS could outfarm King Kong on this Hayabusa, and mainly without the kills, I feel like this YSS could outpace him.
And again, we're getting more signs leading to the same direction. TNC wants the map back. Game 1, they barely had any. And Onic, it's clear that they still want to fight. They want to win lane to lane. Looking at the EXP lane, you saw that Ryota is bullying 3mar. And I love that Ryota picked up agility. This allows for the Uranus to keep stacks on himself and to put stacks on the Arlot, especially when the Arlot wants to stay in the lane. It's the Uranus that actually bullies him out.
And so far for this Uranus, I feel like they could potentially secure something against the Arlot pickup upstairs. And there you go, Flicker forced out of 3mar. And the Turtle will be spawning around that area, which means Onic Philippines will have a direct lead.
Yeah, they bullied them here. They did get that battle spell out. Gold laners doing their things too. Kelra a little bit low there. Oh, they're in trouble. Ryota actually gets caught. He's the one to fall first. Fight for the turtle. King Kong will secure it. He gets dragged back with the lantern, and there, 3mar meets him. King Kong has nowhere to go after using the Quant Shadows. He's done and dusted as they pick up another kill. Now 2 on the board for TNC.
Amazing target acquisition by TNC. They are fueled by their lack of range in game 1, and now they are not letting Onic go. Brusco
oh no!
puts up a Rampart, barely getting away, and now finally we see Zyda get into a position, a mindset, a state of flow that he was in the last time he played the Yusin Shin back to back to back. He is starting to steal away King Kong's resources.
Already 2-0 too. We see a lot of Yusin Shins play it passively at the start, but make it different for Zyda, already ahead by 2 kills. Getting resources away from King Kong as well, and just gotta say, Brusco on that Earthen Rampart not only delayed the Arlot, but also blocked the final slash early on.
Yeah, you're always able to see some of these great, brilliant uses of the Rampart whenever the Grok is in play, and it sometimes even puts enough pressure. I mean, we actually talked about this quite a bit on broadcast yesterday, the different kind of combos or variations that you can do on the Grok, you know, whether that's using that basic attack, whether that's charging him with a tech charge into the Rampart.
Yep, Flicker Swing, Flicker Basic, Rampart, Flicker Tech. These are all good combos, but maybe for the first time in game 1, let's visit the gold lane. It's clear that the gold standard is bullying Benny. Benny is down, the last time we checked, about 500 gold, even without the kills yet visiting, or big fight visiting the gold lane. Kelra can afford to do this. Kelra just has better damage output.
Yeah. And that's what you get when you draft a Granger. Insane early game, an insane power spike by mid-game. The moment that you get that Sky Piercer, you go online. Now King Kong looking for an angle here. Lancy might just be in trouble, but the first, or rather the second turtle of the game is already spawning, but TNC Pro Team establishing early on their presence.
Oh, tech charge going to be used up. Not really what they were looking for, though. They're going to be in a bad position. Mountain Shocker already used, and Brusco is gone. Spear Destruction won't land, but right now with the numbers advantage, TNC will secure the second turtle here. Kelro will get spotted out too, so there's not much that can happen. So there it is, another objective for TNC.
Clinical and diabolical. Zaida held on to the stun of the Mountain Shocker up until he only really needed it, and no Shadow of King Kong showed up, so he never had to use it. He knew that Brusco was going to die anyways. Beautiful take by TNC.
And not just that, looks like they're going to go for the purple too, but Chaknu forced out.
King Kong going in, but he just wants his purple buff. 3 Mars gone though. Kelra picking up a kill. They burned the flicker from Lancy. They fought for the purple. They secured it for King Kong.
Oh no, I feel like that's the first misstep coming in from TNC Pro Team, and Super Fringe still exerting so much pressure against Lancy and Ryota now, at least around that mid lane too. Onic Philippines, despite having or maybe losing out on the first few fights, they're acting like they're owning this game.
They finally got the Sky Piercer after Kelra got that free kill in that turtle fight. So, you know what? Que sera? He's still up by about 600 gold now. Ryota's in trouble.
Ryota pops a Consecrate.
Oh, wow!
Final slash finds 2, finds King Kong as well. Will quad Shadow on out. He's going to be fine. That could have been way worse for Onic, but right now TNC, you know, utilizing what they can. Can they make a play on Kelra too? Chaknu's been there for a while.
Not going to happen. I think Kelra knows.
Oh no, here they come.
Kelra knows that Chaknu is not enough range. Oh no!
Onic
Here's the kill squad!
Making their way. There's the traction pulse. Medicute trying to sidestep it. He'll get taken out in an instant. And now Chaknu popping the poisons. He's going to be fine. But look at the pressure now in the mid lane. They're going for the turret.
And that's going to be the turret going down. Brusco about to make a play here. Earth and Rampart is available. Here comes Tectonic Charge on 1.
Goes in with the tech charge. There's not much damage here, though. That's the problem. King Kong might jump into the back line, but no. Brusco falls instead. Not much there for Onic Philippines to take.
No, I feel like the tech charge angle was already a bit too late. Now Ryota, is he actually going to escape this? I feel like no. 3 Martizi currently on fire. That's back-to-back-to-back final slashes, just landing on more than 2.
3mar is on point. I love how he holds on to that final slash, the way that Zaida holds on to the stun of the Mountain Shocker just to get more targets. And Ryota, I think at some point, whoever builds that Dominance Ice or that Halberd first, that Uranus will be no longer a threat. TNC, this is 600 gold lead, but when you watch the game, it feels like it's a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and this 1K gold lead coming in from TNC Pro Team could really be felt the moment that they group up and try to find kills. But it looks like for Onic Philippines, they have to stop the bleeding for now, and Benecutie is still farming up on this Moskov. We're yet to see the macro advantage that TNC has. Meanwhile, for the power spikes, Onic Philippines should be online by right now, considering that they have the Sky Piercer going to that Malefic Roar on Kelra. But we're yet to see a winning team fight coming in from TNC.
Yeah, TNC's been able to pick things here and there. They've got their objectives now. You know, they got the 1 turret, the 2 turtles down. But again, with this kind of lineup, you have a couple options. You can continue to go ahead and punish with this combination of having the they go in anyway. They find King Kong. A great play and information coming out from Chaknu.
All right, it's clear that TNC have found the zone. They found their state of flow, but I'm hoping that this newfound aggression and focus on winning fights doesn't take over the fact that they invested in the map via the draft early on in the game. And slowly but surely you're seeing they're losing grip of the map. They've only pushed 1 turret compared to Onyx, who's pushed 2. I think they need to make the most of this gold lead and these fights they're winning by converting much, much faster.
We could see that they've been trying to pin down King Kong again and again, but it seems that 3mar is just proving to be one hell of a frontliner for TNC Pro Team. Couldn't really get past through that Arlot without the threat of having a final slash onto 2 or even 3 from time to time. Onic Philippines now hiding inside their own jungle, maybe even able to take their own buffs for now, as the Lord will be spawning 20 seconds. Onic Philippines, they've stopped the bleeding for now, but the Lord is the next big objective.
I wouldn't be so worried about Onyx buffs just yet. I think the fact that now they've lost their tier 1s opens up the problem. So now it's about 50 to 60% hitting critical mass that they might start losing their buffs. When TNC starts getting through your second tier, then that's when King Kong should start sweating. I wonder how big that gold lead between Zyda and King Kong is right now, because that is what's causing all this pain for the Super Fam.
I feel like we haven't even really seen a full-on 5v5 just yet. Here's come Distraction Pulse. Ryota pops the Consecration as well, able to regen all of the damage instantly. And I feel like we wouldn't really see full-on 5v5s unless the SOD lands in a crucial team fight.
Yeah, part of that is, you know, Onic, they kind of have to really choose their battles here. Benny Cutie's going to continue to be on the opposite end of the map, which is exactly how you expect that Moskov to play. And for Onic, they can go ahead and delay this as much as possible. Again, just trying to grab what they can here. I guess the best thing for them is that Kalra hasn't gone down. He's farmed up. We take a look at how much gold he's got. He's got a good farm up, but look at the difference between the junglers. There's your answer, Leo.
2,000 gold. And here we go, Mount Shocker, starting it up.
They're going to go for it. Chaknu trying to zone them out. They're going to find Ryota. They drag him back. A final slash going to be used as well. Ryota can't get away from this. He does flicker out, though. But now the rest of the team joining the fight. King Kong looking to go for a 3-mar. They back off the Lord. So everything thrown, but TNC still in control.
And just a flicker bird as well for Ryota and Lancy. Make that 3 for 3 Mark 2. A lot of resources burned in that entire fight alone.
Mostly for TNC. So I'll count that as a technical win for Onic, and that's why they are so gung-ho on taking this Lord.
Well, we'll see if they're able to get it. There's a tech charge, able to find 2, but Benny Cutie will find Ryota, but King Kong gets the Lord instead. They're trying to disengage from the fight. After getting the Lord, they'll have to sacrifice Brusco, the 1-for-2 trade with the Lord for Onic Philippines.
And now the question remains, could Onic Philippines use this Lord?
That's what I was saying. Even if they couldn't use the Lord, they can use it to equalize. The fact that the waves are empowered and that there's a massive Lord marching through one lane, Onic can recover, regroup, and try to gain back parts of the map and then go from there. Again, look, that 2,000 gold lead for Zyda is still there, yes, but they have failed to address the problem, the golden problem. Kelra is still way ahead of Benny.
Yeah, and it's 3-0 Kelra too. The damage starting to pile up. Malefic already built and Chaknu already hurting in the face of the Rhapsodies. And he's not going to be escaping this.
Man, they dragged him back with a traction pulse. They knew they had a target and they went for him. Kelra gets another kill on top of it. So yes, off that first Lord, they'll get a tier 1 in the mid down.
That's currently 3 stacks
on
that Sky Piercer. So you're looking at, what, a 35% threshold? You hit it at max, it's over. You're going to regret that you ever let that Granger breathe. And now watch how they did this, all right? Brusco was key here. Brusco ruined too much of the back line, and they forced Zyda to, I don't know if it was panicking, but one could assume that that wasn't the ideal time for him to throw that Mount Shocker, and that ruined the entry into the Lord take. And look at this. This is more than a recovery. This is Onic coming for a full-on clapback. They push top lane and mid lane tier 2.
And cuts the gold lead back to 800. Less than 1K for TNC Pro Team.
Good as gone.
Good as gone, honestly, entering this 12-minute mark. Wind of Nature picked up, however, for Benny Cutie. This is going to be very crucial against King Kong and Kelra. The Genki connection thrives on physical damage, and a Wind of Nature and Benny Cutie allows for 1v1 setups in the opposite lane.
Yeah, even with that, Kelra, like you said, despite his stacks, you know, he's got the Malefic Roar there. He's got a little bit of defensiveness, too.
He's got the Halberd.
He's got that. And look at this. You know, he's pretty stacked up. So if you're TNC and you're seeing this, you're going to be like, how do we get to Kelra? How do we deal with this? And, you know, they have Benny Cutie. Benny Cutie is part of that equation. He's done great farming up, too. Yes, he's a bit behind Kelra, but he's still a threat in terms of the damage. And also is... if 3-mar catches someone with a final slash, like, they still have favorable team fighting here.
Let me say this. Benny Cutie is more of a threat to the map than to actual fights.
That's true.
So that's why now maybe TNC can leverage that, especially since this gold lead is almost non-existent. Send Benny where Onic is afraid to answer back, nor rather send Benny where Onic can't answer back and force them to split up too, because Onyx lineup is strong. Oh,
there's the final slash. That's what I was just talking about. They find King Kong, they find Ryota. That is massive for TNC before this Lord.
I was just saying, Onyx can't fight when they're not complete.
3mar finding a potentially game-winning play here for TNC Pro Team and essentially secures them the Lord too. TNC Pro Team grabs control once again of this game 13 minutes in. That's Zyda securing the Lord. It seems that they're going to fight for this purple too.
Okay, that is huge for TNC.
What was that?
Onyx Philippines will try to hold on. A final slash going to be used again. They pop the Wind of Nature on Kelra. Kelra trying to get some space, but he's dragged back. A great usage from Lancey, and now it's falling apart. Onyx, they're back up. They're trying to get recuperated here, but they lost Kelra.
Man, these final slashes coming in from 3mar is starting to be a problem for Onyx Philippines. I feel like the angles are just so fast, and it's so hard to predict when 3mar will just come in and try to swipe out 3 members coming in from Onyx Philippines.
You know what? Instead of forcing Onyx to make these mistakes, what TNC did was they found a way to make Onyx present themselves on a silver platter. I was wondering, okay, I was going to theorize that they found those two, Ryota and King Kong, just chilling in mid because they hit the Mountain Shocker. But no, apparently, they were just out there in the middle.
There.
Yeah. They were clearing out the wave, you know, doing what they have to do before that Lord.
They were just merry men, just clearing.
But suddenly, while 3mar just pops out.
That's scary.
Trying to defend this. Lord's almost taken care of. Carol takes some shots, but oh, Brusco, tech charge, trying to defend here, but he gets dragged back, so Lord is gone, but you lost Brusco. Top turret worked on by Benny. They're going to go for it anyway. He pops him into nature. King Kong doesn't have enough damage either, as Benny Cutie is fine. Will take that base turret in top of Onyx base.
And I feel like for TNC, the play just could keep coming here. 3mar does have that flicker.
We'll see if they can end it here. Mid turret's going to be worked on. 3mar jumped in with the flicker again. Didn't find what he wanted, so Onyx will lose the last base turret, and that's all TNC gets, but now with a massive lead in favor of them, 7K ahead.
This is going to be hard for TNC Pro Team, actually for Onyx Philippines, considering that a 7K gold lead against a Hayabusa that has struggled to find his first kill of the game 16 minutes in. King Kong is not having a great game after that Game 1 MVP performance. TNC Pro Team deliberately shut him down.
He's still struggling. And what happened in that top lane situation, Benny Cutie stepping up to King Kong. If King Kong stayed for about half a second longer, he would have been dead. And that might have been an end angle. So now TNC, what they're going to do is play for this final Lord. And I give them a 80% advantage, given that they have full vision. The Mountain Shocker is a game changer. The fact that King Kong can hide in random bushes and shadow in for the steal or shadow in for the shadow kill changes how Onyx have to go in. So I'll tell you now, maybe what they can do is, it's just so hard because my best practice, my suggestion would be to send Ryota, hunt down Zyda or Benny Cutie, compromise that part of the plan for TNC. That's the one thing that they can afford.
Well, right now for Onyx Philippines, huge disadvantage here in terms of the map control. 3 inhibitor turrets down. Oh, wow! Oh.
Anime style read!
Oh, he tried, he missed, and now what's the answer here? They're just going to get the Lord off this. I'm not sure if Onyx can actually contest this. They're missing a massive utility piece here. Brusco gonna get caught with the final slash. He has nowhere to go. Dragged back with the lantern again. Brusco gone. They're still gonna be fighting. Kelra firing off with the Rhapsody. King Kong jumps in, but still holds on to the shadow kill. They really don't have much space to work with at all. And it looks like that'll be it. TNC will just grab themselves the Lord.
That's going to be a Lord secured, but Ryota might be in trouble here. Chakdu has the shadow, but King Kong forced to go back.
Oh no,
my God.
Spirit Destruction going to be used to go in anyway. Beacon from Lancey. He pops the Wind of Drown. They'll find Ryota. The shadow kill going to be coming through. King Kong gets a kill. He still has this help of the team.
Wow,
but Kelra pops the Wind of Nature. 3mar's on him. A double for Zyda, making a triple. He'll show him who's boss. And now they'll focus on the base and take us to Game 3.
It seems that yesterday's 3 games are catching up.